fishermen looking to sink a plan by the Biden administration to create more offshore wind energy. More than a dozen fishing groups are warning that the plan to turn millions of acres off the Gulf of Maine into a wind farm will devastate their livelihoods and marine life. And also, would it even create that much energy? Lydia Hugh from Fox Business has the story for us. Hi, Lydia.
Hey there, Dana. You know what's interesting here is that we're told that fishermen don't usually get along with each other, but plans to use 2 million acres of land in the Gulf of Maine for a wind farm are uniting all of them in outrage. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management announced the plans for an offshore energy site in the Gulf of Maine, and government officials say the site is between 23 and 92 miles off the coast and is about 80% smaller than initially planned. They say they scaled back after they consulted with fishing groups. They also add this, that the entire 2 million acres would not be used. Rather, the plan is for smaller areas inside this territory to eventually be leased. Still, a group of 17 fishermen groups are alarmed and concerned about the economic and environmental impact. They said in a statement that the government's plan is, quote, the culmination of a rushed development process that is poorly informed of economic, scientific, environmental, and cultural issues of paramount importance. These fishermen are especially concerned about lobsters, haddock, and whales. One fisherman raising concerns about the eel population, too. He says eels are among the most valuable fish in the United States, and they migrate through this particular area. Watch.
What happens if a seismic boat goes through a school of alewives? It killed a couple whales, I'm not saying they did, or some porpoises, and it wipes out a whole year class of fish. They don't come back, they don't spawn.
And let's not forget about the recent cancellation of 2 large offshore wind projects in New Jersey that underscores concerns about the economic viability of wind farms. The company behind those projects said that supply chain issues, high interest rates, and inadequate tax credits were to blame for the cancellation. A public comment period on this government's plan for the Gulf of Maine starts Monday. Dana, back to you.
All right, Lydia Hugh, thank you for the report.
Let's bring in someone who knows a heck of a lot about this. Jerry Leeman is the founder and CEO of the New England Stewardship Fishermen's Association. Jerry, I appreciate your time, and I actually grew up in Maine, and so I sympathize with this cause a bit, and I've been following it for a while. Your organization is raising the alarm about the impacts that this president's proposals would have on the economy and also on the environment, but looking back even just a couple of years, I mean, the lobster population, shrimp population in this area has been declining. Is your concern that the wind farms would contribute to that even more?
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. The fact of the matter is we don't have enough data to have even epiphany at the moment. I mean, we don't even know the exact cause of EMF on heron stocks. I mean, these are keynote species. If we stop these species from migrating to their natural grounds to breed, well, there goes your sustainability, and there goes the U.S. food securities for our seafood here in New England, which has been a pivotal staple since the start of this nation. Even the indigenous tribes depended upon these, and now we're just putting them at risk for nonsense.
I just want to pull up on our screen a map so our viewers can see where this planned area would be. It's the area in green on your screen where the wind energy area would be put in. Jerry, do your fishermen often go out that far? Because it's pretty deep water out there, but also given the warming waters in the last couple of years, when you had the young lobster population dropping off by some 40%. In shallower water, that was a report that came out in October, and the sort of expectation is that a lot of them are moving into deeper water. Do you guys go out that far?
Oh, yeah, we go all the way out to the EEZ line, George's Banks. There's people out there right now, right today. You got lobstermen on the east side of that area, in the southern area. That wind energy monstrosity is pivotal for haddock, hake, lobsters. Redfish is a big stock. I mean, that's a pivotal staple for a lot of commercial fisheries due to the allocation issues. And now when we push these fellas out of these areas, you're going to have more competing interest, which is going to have a direct impact on the natural resources. When you controlled effort on an area, that's never good for any environment. The fact is when you start to restrain us, it's going to be a big problem.
What kind of recourse do you have? And can you just explain to people who might not, sort of understand? You've been up against, for the last couple of years, some environmental restrictions and effects on your industry, and now potentially this as well. What will this do to the Maine economy, to your business?
Oh, it'll cripple us. It'll absolutely cripple us because of the allocation issues we have from bad data collected. I mean, the greater assumptions we have, the more restrictions we have. So now that we have these restrictions, well, you're going to force guys out of ecological areas that have been the backbone and the staple of our communities. So now you're forcing guys to go into areas to compete. Now everybody's catching the same stock resource. Well, now we are going to have market issues, which are going to have direct impacts to the economy of all wild harvesters. I mean, competing interest on areas. I mean, again, it's going to be gear conflicts. It's going to be destruction. And right now, we just don't have enough data to, like I said, we already know that the lobsters are going to have direct impact just from the EMF fields. We know the EMF fields are going to have direct impact on the haddock, and those are the staples of the New England economy.
Well, hopefully the Biden administration will hear what you're saying and consider it, and we will draw attention to it, because it's certainly a big deal for the Maine economy, for the tourism economy, for family businesses. These are big issues. Jerry Leeman, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you for having us.